We're in for a treat today. Hush Hush Biz is talking to Wilson Dixon, is his stage name, and he's out here at the moment for the Melbourne Comedy Festival with his new hilarious musical comedy show called Love Don't Live Here Anymore. You Do. And it's presented by Live Nation. And I've got to say, welcome. How are you,
Thank you.
Wilson?
I'm good. I'm very well, thank you. I'm down in Melbourne at the moment, and I'm
My
enjoying
home
myself
city.
down here.
Yeah,
That's your hometown,
yeah,
but you're
boy,
not here now. Where do you live?
Brisbane. In Brisbane.
Okay, Bris Vegas. Yeah.
You're coming
Well,
here.
that. Yeah, I am. True. I'm coming up there in a few weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bris Vegas. Why does it get called Bris Vegas? Is
Oh,
there?
I don't know. Brisbane's always
Uh,
been known as, sort of with the daylight saving, especially like 1 hour and 10
yeah.
years behind. Um,
Yeah.
but we are catching up because, we become the more popular city because we've got the games in the next, 8 years and
Yeah.
we're becoming artsy. We're
What games have you got? What are
Oh,
they?
the big ones, the big Olympic Games are coming here. So yeah, the infrastructure is
Brisbane.
getting sorted out now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. Got the Olympic Games. Are you going to be going to things like you follow sport in any way?
I I love obviously being from Melbourne, Aussie rules, football.
Oh yeah. Do they
I
they
love
don't do that in the Olympics though, do they? No. Do they do
no,
that in the
no,
Olympics? No,
no,
no.
no, no, they don't do
Oh
that.
yeah.
No.
Do
But
they I quite like the equestrian because like I grew
no,
up around horses.
no, they
Yeah.
don't do that. They no, they
In the Olympics, don't they do equestrian?
no, I
Thought they
don't.
did horse riding, show
Oh,
jumping. I
I
think
didn't
so.
see, I don't know. I'll have to check on that one because I haven't sort of, covered that one. But it's
Yeah.
the normal events, I guess, are the swimming and the running and
Yeah.
tennis and
Yeah.
there's high jumps and all that sort of thing. So yeah, it's gonna be
I
massive.
think pole vault, I think, because I often think about sport and how it can be adapted to real life, and obviously being able to run fast and be able to like swim a long distance, they're like useful in terms of if you ever like fell off a boat and you needed to swim to shore, or you're running away from a tiger or something, you know, being fast is a
That
benefit.
helps.
And like pole
Run for your
vault, I
life.
think. Oh, yeah, that's right. And pole vault, I think, would be useful, like to get over a high
Yeah.
wall if you're like in prison or something, you want to get out of there. I don't know how you disguise a pole vault pole from the guards. I'm not sure what you'd use to get out of there. A broom handle or something. I don't know what you'd do. But there are some sports that I think are a little bit strange in terms of their adaptation to like real life, like
Yeah.
discus. I mean, do you really need to ever throw a heavy disc anywhere? Do you? I mean, is
No.
there a time of year the day that you go, oh, I wish I could get this like circular object 50 meters away from me? I don't think that happens that much, does it?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Weightlifting's a good one.
Oh
Often you have to
yeah.
like help a friend move a couch or something, and
Oh
it's like,
yes.
damn, I wish I was a weightlifter at this point of my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah,
These are good multi-skills, aren't they?
they are. Yeah, they definitely are. I mean, I'd love to have an athlete, like a decathlete. I think if you had a decathlete in the family, you'd be set. They could like they'd throw a javelin. They could catch food for you. They could run away, run fast. They could like, they'd do a lot. Jump a long way. Jumping a long way is something that we often, if you're running for a boat and you need to jump off the wharf onto the ferry,
Oh,
like these
doing a
are all
Tom
good
Cruise
skills.
like an
It's a
action.
little bit like the village people. I've always thought that those guys would be a really handy bunch of people to have around, where you've got a construction worker, you got a police officer, you know, you've got, they're all useful. You've
Yeah.
got you had an American Indian. I guess they're handy if you need to like catch a buffalo. I don't know where, but I mean, there was a guy that just wore leather. I don't really know what his. I
Uh,
guess if you needed to break in a new pair of leather pants, he would be handy to break those in for you. Because leather pants do need a bit of breaking in. You can't just throw them on and then
um,
you're hassle free. There's a whole lot of chafing and tightness that you have to deal with initially. A lot of you've got to rub a whole lot of like a what do they what do they call that stuff you put on shoes to soften them up? Um, what's that? It's not nugget. What's that other
I
thing that
don't
you
know.
dubbin?
You've got
Dubbin.
me. You've got me.
Is it is it dubbin?
I don't know.
It's
You've
Where's your
got
fact
me.
checker? Who's the fact checker on this interview? Is there a fact checker?
You.
We need a fact checker. Me. I think it's dubbin. I think it's
Dublin.
like a cream. It's like a
No.
leather cream. You work into
No,
the leather and it softens it up. You don't wear leather pants? I have
no,
to wear
I
leather
don't.
pants
I'm
when I
into
ride my horse. You know.
stretch at this stage of my life, Wilson.
Yeah.
Comfortable
Okay.
pleasure. And
You're not wearing like leathers. You don't
no,
ride a motorbike. You don't ride a
no,
motorbike.
not
No.
anymore. No. I used to
Did
ride
you?
a blacker one, but I've never had the attempt to. I like security around me. You know, I like to have the doors around me.
Like cushions and pillows around you and like a mattress
Yes.
if you could travel everywhere with a mattress. Why not? You can
Oh,
just
why
sleep
not?
anywhere
Then you
you like.
could sleep anywhere. Yeah, that would be
Attach a
handy.
mattress to the back, just like have the back of your clothes padded, the back padded jacket and padded pants, and you just lie down wherever you are and sleep.
Oh,
I
that would
mean,
be
maybe
so.
that's what's ahead of us. You know, if the world keeps progressing the way it does, we might need to be totally self-sufficient wherever we go, and we just, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
who knows what's going to happen? Do you when you were like riding motorbikes around? Was that when you were in your young kind of wild
oh,
days? Was it?
that was in a long time ago, and it was very short, a very short.
Oh yeah,
It was just living with someone who had a motorbike, and you
yeah,
know, and that was it. And
yeah,
I never, I related to risk and danger, and
yeah.
I just feel like, oh yeah, I I want to have a
You
vehicle.
got that out of your system. Do you feel
Yes, I
like you
did.
kind of
Yeah.
moved through that? What do you think? Why do you think you were attracted to danger back then?
Oh, because you're young and restless and just want,
Yeah,
adventure. Isn't that always the case when we're growing up?
yeah.
I just feel
Why do you think you don't want that anymore though? Like, do you know what I mean? Like you can be
because
adventurous
I'm
and you're out.
accident prone and clumsy,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
I've just recently um just got over another fall. So basically,
Okay.
no,
Yeah.
no, I don't need that anymore in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got
Yeah.
to be careful. So,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Maybe knee pads. Maybe you could have just wear knee pads. How did you fall over? Did you like slip on something or
I'm holding my grandson in bed one day. I fell, and
yeah.
then only just a couple of
Did
weeks.
he push you? He didn't push you
No,
out of
he
bed or
didn't.
nothing.
He's only
Oh, that's good.
16 months. He's
Oh yeah, he'll push let down the track. He'll push you, but
oh,
be
he
careful,
will.
man. But right now you're in the safe zone with your grandchildren. Yeah.
That's good. Thank you. Thank you.
So
Let's get
so
back to
he
you,
pushed.
Wilson. We're
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to
Let's
talk
talk
about the
about me.
show. This is
Yeah,
obviously you're giving us a taste of how your sense of humor is, and it's sharp.
sure. Yeah,
And you're a obviously not just a comedian, and you're an actor, you're a writer, you're a director. You're been touring and doing what you've been doing for a long time. And
yeah.
what made you find yourself in this career? Were you naturally funny as a kid?
Not really. I've just been. I mean, I don't really think of
Is it
myself as being funny. I just think that I'm just writing country songs about the world and how my experience of it. And if people want to laugh at that, that's kind of up to them, really. But I don't. I mean, it's all true. Everything I'm talking about is true. So,
Yeah.
I don't feel like it's kind of. I'm not trying to be funny. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just who I am and what I am, and I mean, it's just I've got people in my life that I guess maybe could be funny if you think about them in a certain way, but my main mission is to just be truthful about my life and about the world, you know.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah. But I
good.
guess I found it because I'll never forget the first gig I did, because I was only like 12 years old, and I learned up a few old country songs,
Mm.
and I was playing them on the back porch, and my family were like gathered round, my mom, pa, and all my brothers and my sister and a couple of my uncles, and like there were a couple of dogs at my feet, that had shown a bit of an interest in music, and I was sitting there and playing these old Hank Williams songs, and I've got to be honest, the bottle thrown from the back of the crowd was a bit of a surprise, but that's my daddy for you. He's a man of few words, and well, as my daddy used to say, nothing. He was a man of few words. He didn't ever say anything, pretty much, and he would kind of communicate through bottles and through like clipping me around the ear. That was his kind of language, and but that's fine. That's what happens when you grow up in the country and your daddy's a cattle rancher, that he
That,
kind of treated us all like cattle, all of the kids,
wow. Good.
Yeah.
Where are you from? You're from
Cripple Creek and
Cripple
Cripple Creek in
Creek
Colorado.
in
Yeah.
Colorado. You know,
Up there in the Rocky Mountains. Yeah.
I know, hence your voice, which is,
Yeah.
as we spoke earlier, you said, obviously I love your voice. It's just,
Yeah.
but everyone sounds like that in Cripple Creek, as you said.
Yeah. Most people. I mean, yeah, it's just how we sound, over there. And I like the way you guys speak. I like the experimentation that you have with your vowels. I do think that's quite interesting. What you guys have chosen to do with it.
Yeah,
It's not what anyone else has decided to do, but good on you. You're down here all by yourselves at the bottom of the world, and of
we
course
are.
things are going to get crazy, especially in the old days when there wasn't much, we didn't have anything like the internet or anything. You guys were just by yourselves down here in a little whirlpool of your own madness,
We were.
doing your
We
thing. Yeah.
still are, really. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
We're a young country. We're trying. I think Australia is, yeah, we're getting out there more because of,
Yeah,
all sorts of,
that's true.
yeah. So we're
Yeah.
we're the lucky country, I feel. We're sort of far away enough from a lot of the madness.
Yeah, that's right. Didn't the country used to get, doesn't the country get called the lucky country?
Yeah,
Isn't it? Have I
yeah,
heard that? Is that true?
yeah.
Where
We
did that come from, that reason that you're isolated, or was it there another reason why it was
no,
called that?
I think because we are far away from, obviously, the bigger cities,
Yeah,
we're close to Asia, obviously, but America's a
yeah,
good day travel. And
yeah,
that's a good distance, I think.
yeah, yeah. You want to be out of the missile range, I think, from the rest of the world, don't you? If it's beyond the kind of intergalactic missile or whatever they call it, intercontinental, I
Yeah,
think. Yeah,
intercontinental. Yeah.
there's a hotel chain called the Intercontinental, and there's also
Yeah.
a missile type called the Intercontinental, which I don't know that they're related. Maybe, maybe they're the same
I
company, the
hope
same
not.
parent company. I don't know.
God.
I don't know.
Where do you
It's like
live when you're not touring, Wilson? What, where?
I live in a little house, a little little ranch there in just outside Cripple Creek,
Yeah.
along an old little road there, and yeah, it's pretty quiet, it's pretty nice. My family are all around. My Uncle Cletus, He
yeah.
lives up the road, and I go and see him a bit, and my Uncle Lefty as well,
Nifty.
who, yeah, Uncle Lefty, he had a was involved in it. He had a farming machinery accident quite a long
Oh,
time ago and lost an arm. But
oh my God.
yeah, but we actually called him Uncle Lefty before the accident, uh, just for another reason.
Mm.
But yeah,
I don't want to
it's
know.
kind of it's no, I won't talk. I don't need to talk about that in mixed company. I don't think. Yeah,
Tell me when you're in Brisbane. Want to find
yeah,
out.
I'll whisper it in your ear. You won't like me as much after that. I don't think.
Oh God.
No, it's my no. He's a good old guy. My uncle Lefty's a nice fella. He runs a little store in Cripple Creek called the Little Old Shop of Big Old Things, and it's
Oh,
like yeah, it's a good little store, and it's got things in it like like those salad servers that you can get that are
yeah,
like huge salad servers.
yeah.
He sells things like that, so it's like it's a real small store, but it sells big things like that.
Mm.
It's that's the kind of that's its little trick, its little selling point. You
I
can get
love
an enormous bulk cup like a mug. It's like a liter, but it's a
Oh,
cup, so you
can-
have like a liter of tea. It's kind
does
of
he,
like a
does
shop.
he sell your stuff there? Does he say,
Oh, I don't make anything big. That's normal sized, unfortunately.
oh,
My albums and things, they're all like normal. I don't have like a record that's like a meter in diameter or anything.
maybe
But
we could get a mug about you and he could sell that.
maybe could, yeah, do a little bit of merchandise. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
maybe. Yeah, maybe like, yeah, something like that. Or like I guess it's the store that a giant would go to if we had giants. Like they just pop down there and everything's the right size for them. But I don't think we have giants, do we?
no,
I
we
don't know.
don't
I
think
don't think so.
I don't.
No, not anymore. We must have one day back in the past. Do you think there was once a time when there were giants as well as us
Maybe in
walking
the
around?
primitive times, maybe. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
Those
Getting
those
so
cave
deep,
times.
Wilson. This is such a deep,
Yeah.
deep conversation. My God.
Yeah. Well, why you may as well go deep. Go deep and go early, as my daddy used to say, you
Deep
know.
early.
Deep and early. Yeah, that's more a cattle. That's more a ranching thing about when you're dealing with cattle and they're going through the birthing. When they're pregnant and the cows giving birth to the calves.
Yeah.
Going deep and going early is kind of one of the processes that they use to help a cow that's having trouble birthing. But anyway, that's a sidebar.
That's a sidebar. Tell me,
Yeah,
how excited are you about the show? Love Don't Live Here Anymore. You do. So what do we
yeah, I am excited about it. I'm coming up. I don't know when I'm coming there, like end of April, the
you're
20.
yeah, in Brisbane on the 26th and the 27th at the Brisbane Powerhouse,
Yeah,
which is a fabulous venue. And in
yeah,
Sydney, you're at the Comedy Fringe the 23rd and the 24th of April.
yeah, yeah.
And in Melbourne, you're there till I don't know
I'm
what
here now. Yeah, I
you're
can
here
tell that's for
now.
sure. I'm
Yeah,
actually here right now.
yep.
So,
And you'll
so
be
it's
at the
true. What you're saying is true.
Chinese Museum
The
up
Chinese
about the
Museum. Yeah,
6th of April till it finishes.
yeah,
So
that's right.
so everyone can come along
Yeah,
and
they
see
can.
your show, which I,
Wait.
I am definitely marking the one in Brisbane to come.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, I'm pleased about that, Caroline. I think the thing is that, am I excited about it? I mean, it's not like I'm 7 years old. I'm having a birthday party. I'm not like that. I'm not like genuinely excited. But I suppose in a kind of adult, kind of slightly jaded way, I'm excited about doing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to be realistic. I'm
Yeah.
not like jumping for joy, but I am looking forward to it. I'm going to come and do it. I'm not going to chicken out. I am going to show up and do the show. But am I excited? Um, I'm professionally looking forward to it. How about that?
Fabulous. Fabulous.
Yeah,
And I bet your followers and the audience is going to be, yeah, in for a treat.
yeah. I do have followers. You're right. It's kind of a little cult thing that I've got going on, and they just blindly follow me around, which is a little bit unnerving. And I don't know. It's kind of I hope it doesn't go to my head, but yeah. Imagine being like a cult leader. That would be a weird life, man. Imagine that.
I don't want that. No,
Be
thank
such a weird. It'd be so weird.
you.
You got to be weird to be a cult leader, though. That's for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, there it is. There
Well,
it is.
Wilson, I'm so pleased to talk to you today. It's been
Likewise.
a really, I don't know, fascinating chat with you, and I
Yeah.
think it's going to be wonderful to see you on stage and hear you
Yeah.
sing and tell your stories. And so, thank you for talking to us at Hush Hush
It's
Biz.
a pleasure. Absolutely, pleasure. Yeah. Yeah. I hope you have a lovely day.
Oh,
And
you too. You have a wonderful time in Melbourne.
thank you. Yeah.
Is always lots to do there. I'm
There
actually
is. Yeah.
I'm heading there tomorrow. Um,
Oh,
yeah,
fantastic.
but I've for other reasons I've got to be there, and but we'll see if I can pop in and over the
Yeah.
weekend. Otherwise, I'll see you in Brisbane.
Yeah. Do it. Yeah. Yeah. It'd be great. You come up and say hello. Hello after the show too. That'd be
I
nice.
will. I will.
Okay.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye now.
Bye.